Good morning, all of you. I am Dr. Pradeep Kumar, working as Assistant Professor in St. Peter's Engineering College, Autonomous, Hyderabad. In the yesterday's class, we have been covered the topic molecular orbital energy level diagrams of homonuclear diatomic molecules, and in that, especially, we have learned about the molecular orbital energy level diagram of N2 molecule, that is nitrogen molecule, isn't it? Now, in the today's session, we are going to cover the topic molecular orbital energy level diagram for oxygen and fluorine molecules. In your syllabus, you have the molecular orbital energy level diagrams of three molecules in the nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. In yesterday's class, we have already finished the molecular energy level or molecular orbital energy level diagrams of nitrogen molecule. In this today session, we will cover the MO energy level diagrams for O2 and F2 molecules. Okay? Yeah. Molecular orbital energy level diagram of O2 molecule. Okay? Yeah. As we discussed in the earlier class, that is MO energy level diagram of N2 molecule, in the same way we can draw the molecular orbital energy level diagram of oxygen molecule. Okay, let us see how to draw the molecular orbital energy level diagram of O2 molecule. So first, what is the atomic number of the oxygen atom? Atomic number of the oxygen atom is 8, isn't it? So in that oxygen atom we have the 8 electrons, isn't it? We have 8 electrons in the oxygen atom. The electronic configuration of the oxygen atom is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. That means here in the formation of the molecular orbitals of the O2 molecule, which type of the atomic orbitals are going to participate? 1s orbital, 2s orbitals and 2p orbitals. Three types of the orbitals are going to involve in the overlapping to form the molecular orbitals of the oxygen molecule. Okay? Yeah. Let us see how to draw the molecular orbital energy level diagram of the O2 molecule, that is the relative energies of the molecular orbitals of the O2 molecule in the sequence order. Okay? Yeah, first we need to draw the molecular orbital energy level diagram for O2 molecule. Then we will fill the electrons in that molecular orbital energy level diagram. Then after that we will discuss about the bond order as well as the magnetic properties of the O2 molecule. Okay? Yeah, let us see. Yeah. This is the molecular orbital energy level diagram for the oxygen molecule. Okay? If you see here, this molecular orbital energy level diagram of oxygen molecule quite similar to the molecular orbital energy level diagram of N2, that is nitrogen molecule, as we discussed in the earlier class. Okay, the almost the same molecular orbital energy level diagram is there. Okay, the only difference is here these two molecular orbitals. If you see here, in the lowest energy level lowest energy level molecular orbital is here, sigma 2pz. The next highest energy level molecular orbital is pi 2px, pi 2py for O2 molecule, isn't it? But in the case of nitrogen molecule, as we discussed in the earlier class, these two molecular orbital are reversed, isn't it? That means in the case of the nitrogen molecule, the pi 2px and pi 2py molecular orbital is in the place of sigma 2pz. That means it is the lowest energetic. That means pi 2px, pi 2py molecular orbitals will be lowest energy, and sigma 2pz is the next energy level in the case of the nitrogen molecule. But in the oxygen molecule, the sigma 2pz is having the lowest energy level molecular orbital, and pi 2px, pi 2py is the next energy level molecular orbital in the O2 molecule. This is the only difference. This is the only difference of relative energies of the molecular orbitals in the O2 molecule and N2 molecule. The remaining will same. The rest of the molecular orbitals sequence will be same here. Only difference is here. Okay. Now, this is the molecular orbital energy level diagram of the oxygen molecule. In this, in the formation of this molecular orbital energy level diagram of the O2 molecule, here the two atomic orbitals of the oxygen, which is having the comparable energy and similar orientation, they will come together and overlap. That means they will combine and overlap the atomic orbitals of the two atomic oxygens and forms the molecular orbital of O2 molecule. If you see here, the oneness orbital of the oxygen atom and another oneness orbital of the another oxygen atom will come together and overlap and form the molecular orbital of the sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. That means the bonding molecular orbital of the sigma 1s and anti-bonding molecular orbital of the sigma star 1s of O2 molecule will form due to the overlapping of the atomic orbitals of the oxygen atoms. In the same way, here the 2s orbital also will overlap and form sigma 2s and sigma star 2s, isn't it? The next we have the 2p orbitals. Yeah, p orbitals are 3, isn't it? The s orbital is only 1, but in the case of the p orbital we have the 3 orbitals. That means here 3 orbitals from the one oxygen atom and 3 orbitals from the another oxygen atom will come. Total 6 orbitals will come together and overlap and forms these molecular orbitals of the O2 molecule. That means sigma 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz in the same number. That means 6 atomic orbitals are going to involved in the formation of the molecular orbital and forms the 6 molecular orbitals. 3 out of 6, here we have the 3 are bonding molecular orbitals and 3 are anti-bonding molecular orbitals, isn't it? Yeah, this is the molecular orbital energy level diagram for the O2 molecule. The next, after drawing this molecular orbital energy level diagram, then what we have to do? We have to fill the electrons in the molecular orbital energy molecular orbitals of the O2 molecule according to the 3 fundamental basic rules. Those are Aufbau principle, Pauli exclusion principle, and Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. Based on these, according to these 3 rules, then we need to fill the electrons in the molecular orbitals of the O2 molecule. Yeah. Let us see how to fill the electrons in the molecular orbital of the O2 molecule. For that, If you observe the electronic configuration of the oxygen atom, 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. First, 1s orbital is having the 2 electrons. That means each oxygen atom is having the 2 electrons. So, 2 electrons from one atom and 2 electrons from another atom. Total we have the 4 electrons. So, these 4 electrons we need to fill in the molecular orbitals. 2 in the bonding molecular orbitals and another 2 in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. 4 has finished. And next we have the 2s2. The 2s orbitals also having the 2 electrons from each oxygen atom. Total again we have the 4 electrons. So 2 in the bonding molecular orbital and 2 in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals, isn't it? Yeah, we have finished 1s2, 2s2 and remaining 2p4. In the 2p orbital we have how many electrons? 4 electrons are present, isn't it? Yeah, 4 electrons from each oxygen atom, isn't it? Yeah, total 4. Each p orbital is having the 4 electrons. 4 plus 4 we have total 8 electrons are present. So these 8 electrons we need to fill in the molecular orbital. Okay, based on 3 rules, isn't it? For the first 2 electrons are going to pair up in the sigma 2pz, and again 4 electrons are going to pair up in the 2p pi 2px pi 2py bonding molecular orbitals. Total we have finished 2 plus 4 6, but we need to fill 8, isn't it? Remaining we need 2 electrons. These 2 electrons can goes into the anti-bonding molecular orbital of the pi star 2px and pi star 2py, each in each. Okay, the each electron can fill in the pi star 2px and pi star 2py anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, yeah, we have finished. Total 4 plus 4 8 electrons we have finished in the, we have filled in the molecular orbitals, isn't it? Here empty only in this oxygen, in this case of oxygen molecule we have only sigma star 2pz only empty one, isn't it? Remaining all the molecular orbitals has been filled, isn't it? Yeah. After filling the electrons, what we have to do? We have to discuss about the bond order of the O2 molecule and magnetic properties of the O2 molecule, isn't it? For that, first we need to discuss about the bond order. Bond order means number of electrons present in the bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons present in the anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2, isn't it? Yeah. How many electrons are present in the bonding molecular orbital? Yeah, calculate. You check. 2 here sigma 1s, 2 here sigma 2s, isn't it? 6 from the sigma 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py. 2 plus 2 4 plus 6. Total we have how many electrons in the bonding molecular orbital? 4 plus 6, 10. And how many anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons are present? Here 2, sigma star 1s, sigma star 2s, 2 plus 2 4, and here we have 2, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, each one electron. So 4 plus 2, here we have 6 electrons are present in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Yeah, 10 minus 6, 4 by 2 is equals to 2. So the bond order for the oxygen molecule is 2. That means oxygen atom can bind with the another oxygen atom with the double bond, isn't it? O double bond O. Isn't it? The bond order of the oxygen molecule is 2, isn't it? So what the next property we need to check, that is magnetism. Magnetism. Is there any lone electron in the oxygen molecule? Yes, we have lone electrons. Lone electron means without pairing, isn't it? Without pairing, here we have two electrons in the antibonding molecular orbitals of the oxygen molecule, that is pi star 2px and pi star 2py. In each one electron we have total two lone electrons are present. These are not paired up, isn't it? These are lone electrons. So the molecule is having the lone electrons that should have an paramagnetism. So the magnetism is paramagnetism. Paramagnetic in nature. In the case of nitrogen molecule, there is no any lone electrons. All the electrons are paired up, so that is having the diamagnetic nature. But in the O2 molecule, we have the two lone electrons, so it is having the paramagnetism. Okay, this is the discussion about the molecular orbital energy level diagram for the oxygen molecule. Okay, then after the completing the molecular orbital energy level diagram of O2 molecule, the next topic we have the MO, molecular orbital energy level diagram for the fluorine. Okay, it is quite same as to the oxygen molecule. Okay, yeah, we'll check the molecular orbital energy level diagram for the fluorine molecule, F2 molecule. Okay, yeah, molecular orbital energy level for F2 molecule. Okay, yeah. The F2 molecule, what is the atomic number of the fluorine? Fluorine atomic number will be 9, isn't it? 9. So how many electrons are present in the fluorine atom? 9 electrons, isn't it? So 9 electrons are there. What is the electronic configuration of the fluorine atom? 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, isn't it? This is the electronic configuration for the fluorine atom. Okay, yeah. And then coming to the construction of the molecular orbitals, it is quite same as to the oxygen molecule. Okay, for that, because why it is quite same? Because it both are comes under the 16 electron, above 16 electron category. So the relative energies of the molecular orbital, the energy order is same, isn't it? So coming to the MO diagram for the fluorine molecule, here you just write the, I am going to take atomic orbitals of the fluorine left side as well as the right side. Okay, and also molecular orbital of the fluorine molecule, F2 molecule. Here we are going to construct the molecular orbital of the F2 molecule. The energy order will be same, isn't it? The energy order will be same. The molecular orbital energy order will be same. We need to check the electrons. Just we need to check the electrons which are present in the F2 diagram, molecular orbital energy level diagram for F2. Okay, in this case also actually one s orbital from the one fluorine atom and another one s orbital from the another fluorine atom will come together and overlap and form the sigma 1s and sigma star 1s of the fluorine molecule. In the same way, the 2s also will overlap. Okay, and again here we have p orbitals also, 2p orbitals also present. So 3 orbitals from the one fluorine atom and 3 orbitals from the another fluorine atom can come together and form the overlapping and form the molecular orbital energy level molecular orbitals of the fluorine molecule. Okay, total 3 plus 3. In the same way, 6 molecular orbital we are going to draw. We need to draw in the same energy sequence order as oxygen. Okay, for the fluorine molecular orbital energy level diagram also we need to construct the same molecular orbital energy level diagram as oxygen molecule. Okay, after the construction we need to check the electrons, filling of the electrons. The difference to the oxygen and fluorine molecule here, the filling of the electron will be different. That's it. The remaining, the construction of the molecular orbital energy will be same. Energy order will be same, but the filling of the electron will be different. We'll check how the it can differentiate. Fluorine molecule can differentiate from the oxygen molecule. Okay. Again, if you you need to come to the electronic configuration of the fluorine atom, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. From the 1s2, here also we have 1s having the 2 electrons. So 2 electrons from the one fluorine atom, 2 electrons from the another fluorine atom. Total 4 electrons we can fill in the 2 molecular orbitals, isn't it? Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s. We can fill each orbital having the 2 electrons. 4 will be finished here, isn't it? And coming to the 2s, in the same way we are going to fill 2 plus 2, 4 electrons in the bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital of the fluorine molecule. The 4 has been finished here also. After 1s2, 2s2 we have 2p5. In the oxygen case, actually we have the 2p4 electronic configuration. In the fluorine molecule we have the 2p5, isn't it? Total 5 electrons in the each fluorine p orbital. In the oxygen p orbital we have 4 electrons, but in the fluorine p orbital here we have 5 electrons. This is the difference. Only this is the difference between the oxygen molecule and the F2 molecule MO level diagrams, energy level diagrams. Okay, yeah. Coming to the filling of the p orbitals, filling of the electrons in the p orbitals will be different. Up to this it will be same. Okay, and here we have 2p5. In the case of the fluorine we have the 2p5. Each fluorine is having the p orbital is having the 5 electrons. So here we have written in 4 electrons. So here we are going to add one more electron, isn't it? 2px2, 2py2, 2pz1. In the same way, here also we are going to add one electron. Total 5 electrons plus 5 electrons. Total we have 10 electrons here, isn't it? These 10 electrons we are going to fill in the molecular orbitals according to the 3 rules. Again, Aufbau rule, Pauli exclusion rule, and Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. Based on this, here again the sigma 2pz having the 2 electrons, sigma 2px having the 2 electrons, pi 2px having the 2 electrons, and pi 2py is having the 2 electrons. Here pi star 2px, pi star 2py is having the only single electron in the case of oxygen, because there we have the total 16 electron only. But here total how many electrons in the F2 molecule? F atom is having 9. So F2 molecule is having 9 plus 9, total 18. So here 2 more electrons will have the fluorine molecule compared to the oxygen, isn't it? So in the case we have the 4 plus 4, 8 electrons in the oxygen case, but here 5 plus 5 we have 10 electrons in the p orbital. So here 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6. 6 and 2, 8 will be finished here. 8 has been finished here. So remaining 2 electrons we are going to fill in the case of the fluorine molecule. Okay, these 2 electrons can pair up in the pi star 2px, pi star 2py according to the 3 rules. according to the 3 rules. So remaining 2 electrons pair up with the pi star 2px, pi star 2py electrons in the case of the fluorine molecule. Okay, so this is the only difference to the oxygen and fluorine molecule. Okay, now we'll check the, after filling up the electrons here, we need to check the bond order of the fluorine molecule. What is the bond order here? Number of electrons present in the bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons present in the anti-bonding molecular orbital by 2. Isn't it? How many bonding molecular orbital electrons are present? In the case of F2, 2 plus 2, 4, isn't it? 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10, isn't it? Total 10. These are the bonding molecular orbital electrons. Total we have the 10 bonding molecular electrons. And coming to the anti-bonding molecular orbital, if you check here, we have the 2 electrons, here we have 2, 2 plus 2, 4, and here we have 4, total 4, 4 plus 4 we have 8, 4 plus 4, 8 electrons are present in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Divided by 2, it is 2 by 2 is equals to 1. This is the bond order for the fluorine molecule. So that's why fluorine can bind with the another fluorine atom with single bonds. Okay, 2 fluorine atoms can bind with the single bond, that is bond order. Okay, and then the property is magnetism. The next property is magnetism. Is there any lone electrons in the molecular orbital energy level diagram for the F2 molecule? Is there any lone electrons? No, because all the electrons present in the F2 molecule are paired up, isn't it? In the case of oxygen, we have 2 lone electrons in the pi star 2px and pi star 2py antibonding molecular orbitals. But in the case of the fluorine molecule, these pi star 2px and pi star 2py also paired up, isn't it? So there is no any lone electrons present in the molecular orbital of the fluorine molecule. So this fluorine molecule is having the diamagnetic in nature, isn't it? This is having the diamagnetic in nature. Diamagnetic in nature. Diamagnetic nature. Okay. But oxygen is having the paramagnetic nature, but fluorine is having the diamagnetic in nature. This is the difference to the oxygen to the fluorine. Okay. Yeah, this is the discussion about the MO energy level diagram for the oxygen and fluorine molecules. Okay. I hope you all students have understood this concept. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay.